agencies have the flexibility necessary to enforce the mandate without impacting critical operations. And we all know, as we've talked about over and over again, getting more people vaccinated and vaccination requirements are very effective tools.
Hey guys, good morning. There's a COVID-19 announcement right now,
Thank
so
you for taking
my
my
time to be
question.
real careful. Let me just finish setting up this room real quick. Good morning.
We know that
And
the
then
younger the
we'll get
age,
started.
less likely
Sorry,
people are to be vaccinated.
I'm like kind
And
of all
ultimately,
over the
the
place
White
right now,
House
trying to
turned to
figure out
mandates for
what's
some
going on.
adults. And I'm wondering,
So
is there
6:18 right now.
to
Let's pause this.
mandate?
All right, 6:18 right now, so we have about 12 minutes till market open, which gives us, you know, a good amount of time. So there's no real rush right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and set all this up. There's the COVID response thing going on right now, so I'll be checking that. I probably won't be taking the breakout right now if they're going to be talking, because they can probably spike price around. But yeah, for the most part, let me just finish setting this up and then we'll get started. That's good. The Zoom link out to everyone here. All right, cool. All right, there we go with that right there. Some profits here, right, Patricia? Yeah, pretty much profits all around right here. All right, looks good. Let me go and just start letting people into the room real quick. Hey guys, good morning. There's an announcement right now for COVID-19, the COVID-19 response team. So, you know, Fauci speaking, Dr. Murthy, and Dr. Walensky. So, I don't know if I'll be taking any trades on open, but you know, obviously we will be following. So, let's see if I could figure out what else I'm gonna do here. Sorry, guys, I'm like all over the place right now. I was trying to set up the room, and then I saw the COVID response team was talking, so I kind of just paused. And then, yeah, obviously you can see how price is kind of just spiking around right now, spiking up, spiking down, spiking back up. It makes it a little risky to be trading right now because, you know, COVID directly affects the economy. They're also talking about, you know, mandates and requirements and stuff like that. So all those things are obviously going to affect the market one way or another, because, you know, people are going to lose jobs and whatnot, or people have already lost jobs due to the COVID mandates in New York and starting here now in California where I'm located. So we'll, I mean, we'll see what happens there, but I'm probably not going to trade off open. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Adrian. Morning, Al. Morning, Matt. If you guys are just joining the room right now, as I mentioned prior, there's COVID news going on right now. The White House COVID response team is holding a hearing or a briefing. So this is obviously affecting the market. As you can see, if you've been looking at US 30, you're actually locked in a small profit off this. I took a little sell when price was coming back down. Let me take a screenshot of my profit. Actually, it was a small profit, nothing crazy big, but you know, obviously it's something. And I'll post that in the group a little later. I actually closed it early because it started spiking around as soon as the COVID news started coming up. Morning, David. Morning, Karen. Morning, Baded. Morning, Matt. All right, I'm gonna let everybody into the room real quick. 6:22. We have 8 minutes till market open. But like I just mentioned, guys, the COVID response team is having a briefing right now, so it's not necessarily a good time to trade because whatever they say can easily affect the market one way or another. We'll still analyze the market, and I'll kind of see where price is probably going to go. However, for the most part, it's just too risky to be trading during this time. Morning, Miles. Morning, everybody. So I think everybody's here now. Let me go ahead and set this up real quick. I think everything is ready to go. Morning, Kushi. All right, I'm going to continue letting people into the room. And shortly, I will start analyzing the technicals right now for US 30. So looking here on the 1 minute, we have a bullish bias because price is above the pivots and the trend meter is also green. Looking over here on the 3 minute, same situation, price is above the pivots and the trend meter is also green. Looking over here on the 10-minute, same situation, prices above the pivots. However, the trend meter is now green. It wasn't green earlier, it's blue, now it's green. So it looks like a bullish bias across the board for US 30 with regard to the technicals. Looking over at the fundamentals currently right now, it's only up. It's like right down the middle, it's up 1 point. Also looking at the retail sentiment, it's currently 72% short. So with that said, everything's pointing towards the upside, right? So we're looking for a buy here. We're going to see what happens when the market actually opens. However, the COVID response team is having a hearing right now. So I'm probably not going to be trading until they're done talking. So we'll see what happens here. And the reason for that is because if you guys have been watching US 30, and the thing with COVID-19 is that it directly affects US 30, right? This affects all of the biggest companies in the world with regard to employment, the supply chain, supply and demand, all that stuff. Like pretty much COVID just affects the market in general. So as you can see right here, I was taking a couple of scalps and then price just started spiking around all over the place. So that's why I kind of just stopped trading because they started talking. And I'm just going to wait for, the market to actually choose its direction. Because right now, whenever they say something, if they say something good, price is going to spike up. They say something bad, price is going to spike down. You don't want to be in the market when that's happening because that can easily affect your position in a number of ways. So you guys just want to be careful. I'll follow the market and see what happens if there's any good entries, but I'm for sure probably not going to trade myself until they're done speaking. Also later today, there's a lot of other news. So the Fed's also speaking later today. Just refreshing this right here. At 7:30, we have crude oil inventories. And then at 9 o'clock, we have Fed member Evans speaking, 10 o'clock, Fed member Coral speaking, and then tentative federal budget balance. And if you guys remembered yesterday, I pretty much told everyone not to trade during, after I got off the live session. If whoever traded usually didn't do that well because the market just got choppy, but whoever did listen, they maintain their capital for that day. So you guys just want to be careful. And if I do give you guys not necessary advice, but if I tell you guys that I'm not going to trade, it's usually not going to be a good time to trade. So just keep that in mind. If you guys do decide to take a breakout, maybe use a smaller lot size, maybe trade on your demo or whatever you guys want to do. If you guys want to trade, just keep in mind if you lose that trade, that's going to be on yourself because the COVID response team is talking right now. So this is, and Fauci's right here speaking now. So he's probably the most influential with regard to the COVID response team with affecting the market. So we'll see how that affects the market. Market is opening in about 5 minutes. However, all of the technicals here indicate a bullish bias. Looking at the futures data over here, this is currently right down the middle. So there's not really a bias at all. And looking at retail sentiment, 72% short. So everything's kind of pointing towards the upside. Morning, Joseph. Morning, Christopher. Morning, Jay. Morning, everybody. So I'm going to continue letting people into the room real quick. I'll try to remind you guys as much as possible that there's stuff going on. Also, there's just a little update right here with regard to CNBC. Basically just indicated that the Dow 30 has pretty much been steady. I don't think it's that steady. It's kind of just bouncing back and forth still, but it is a bit steady. Also, they were talking about the new Bitcoin ETF, which is the Bitcoin stock off the Bitcoin strategy. Netflix, they're not really part of. They're not part of the Dow, so it's not really going to affect it too much. Novavax plunges on reports of COVID vaccine manufacturing problems. New York face expanded vaccine mandate, and this is what's kind of affecting market, right? The mandate, because a lot of people are being out of work due to the mandate, and a lot of people are losing their jobs. So they just finished speaking right now, guys. Thank God. Thankfully, they finished speaking so that we can hopefully take this breakout. But I'm still going to be a little careful, right, when we take the trade, because the problem is, even though the hearing is over, the COVID, response team, even though their hearing was over, there's still going to be a delayed effect. Like, people that are entering the market right now at 6:30, they're going to act off the news that was released, just a while ago. Once the article starts to be released regarding the COVID vaccine or, just COVID in general, a lot of people are going to be making moves off that. So I just want to be careful. And I just want to warn you guys before you guys take any of these trades. I'm probably not going to take the breakout. I'll be taking scalps after it. But I'll be marking it up for you guys as the market opens. So morning, Professor. Morning, Lamar. Morning, everybody. So market's opening in about 3 minutes. When the market opens, I'm going to close the chat. So I'm not going to be looking at any messages, but if you guys do have questions, just drop your question in there. And then when I'm done trading, I will, I'll open it up and I'll answer your guys' questions. But currently right now, I'm probably going to just close it. Market is opening in about 1 minute and 50 seconds. And currently right now we have a bullish bias. We're just going to have to wait for the market to actually open right here so that we get this over here updated. It's currently unchanged right now because the market isn't open yet, but in about 1 minute or so, the market is going to open. We'll see what the fundamentals are looking like. Just keep in mind, guys, fundamentals are always number one for me when analyzing the chart. Second is going to be the retail sentiment. And then lastly, it's going to be the technical bias over here, because this is just the icing on the cake. Once you have everything lined up, that's when you want to be taking these trades. So, all right, let's get this started. All right, market is opening in about 1 minute. Morning, Delmas. Everybody should be here now. So let's get this started. All right, let me see this real quick. All right, guys. So market is opening in 30 seconds. Once the market opens, we'll confirm the fundamental bias. Once we confirm that, we can start looking for the breakout. All right, market is opening in 15 seconds. All right, I'm just going to delete these right here because they're not necessary at this moment. Market is opening in 3, 2, 1. Now market is now open. Let's see what's going on with the fundamentals over here. So you can see prices spiking around pretty heavily, right? This is why I'm not deciding to trade off the breakout, because the COVID response team just got off their hearing with the announcements regarding COVID updates. So this is obviously affecting the market. You can see a lot of people are, they're reacting to the news that just was released. So let me go ahead and check this and just update this real quick. All right, it's currently at 42 points, which is not too much. Let me refresh this too. The actual Dow index is currently just right down the middle. It's mostly green, but it's not very green, right? It's just right down the middle for the most part. Generally, we want price to be 100 points in the green or 100 points in the red. That's going to give us a bias off these fundamentals. Currently looking at price right now, you can see that it's very indecisive. See the huge wick on the top? Huge wick on the bottom, right? There's no direction set here. So you guys got to be careful when you guys enter these trades here, because just like I mentioned, there's a lot of news this morning. There was announcements that happened regarding COVID. So that's going to affect the market. On top of that, we have the Fed speaking in a couple hours as well. So just keep that in mind. Let me just keep refreshing this to see where it's sitting at. It's currently 33 points in the green. It's not enough for us to have a strong bias. However, it is bullish right now. So that's something that you guys want to obviously keep in mind. If this closes with a strong green candle with little to no wick on the top side, then this is going to be the breakout entry. However, I'm not going to take the trade, just like I mentioned before, because the COVID response team just got off their meeting and they announced a lot of stuff regarding, updates with the COVID vaccine, COVID mandates, and a lot of other things related to that sort of news. So I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm probably not going to take it myself, and I don't really recommend anyone take it either. Obviously, this is not going to be an entry. We need a strong green candle in order for us to be an entry with the breakout. There's no entry off this candle right here. We'll just keep waiting for it. Going back over here, I'm going to keep going back here and refresh this, because what we're looking for is a bias to be set here on the fundamentals. Currently, right now, there's no bias. Obviously, it's still up 20 points. We want it to be up 100 points or be in the red 100 points. When it's past that number, that's going to be our sweet spot with regard to the bias for, for the day. So as I keep refreshing this right here, you can see the numbers are just shifting after each second. Refreshing this again right here, it's currently only 10 points. So it's starting to shift back to the downside, but there hasn't really been a direction set here. So same situation, we're just going to be waiting for this to confirm. If we get a strong bullish candle here with little to no wick on the top side, meaning it closes above this red line, then this would technically be the breakout. but I'm not going to take the trade. I'm going to follow it, but I'm not going to take the trade. So if you guys want to take it, take it at your own risk. I don't think it's a safe trade, but we'll see. All right, so here is the breakout right here. Just like I mentioned, I don't think it's a safe trade at all. So I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait, and then I'm going to see where it goes. If it hits, it's cool. But I'm going to be looking for some actual scalps as we continue on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark this up. But I do find it very risky. I'm going to keep checking to see if there's any bias for the fundamentals here. There's still no bias. It's up 31 points. We obviously want it to be above 100. It's far from it. So, and you can see right here, our price is spiking back and forth. It's not a great time to enter this trade right here. So I'm going to wait for the market to smoothen out. The problem with this increased volatility is that it can easily, what can happen here is it can easily spike down, hit your stop loss, and then spike right back up, right? And you guys have seen that happen before a lot of times. So that's why I don't want to enter this trade here. I'm just going to wait for the scalps following it. So I'm going to have this marked up here. And then on top of that, I'm going to be putting the strategy requirements right here so that you guys know what we're looking for in applying these strategies here. So I'm not in this trade, guys. I'm just following it. I don't recommend anyone else enter it, but if you guys want to enter it, you enter at your own risk, and understand that this is probably going to be a loss if you guys do enter it. So you guys aren't in for a surprise if you enter the trade and are upset that it doesn't hit your TP, because we're already expecting it not to hit TP. And that's why I didn't take the trade myself. All right. So got everything pretty much marked up right here. And if it does hit TP, that's fine, right? Whoever enters it, congrats to you. However, for myself, I'm a conservative trader. I don't want to take any trades that I'm not 100% sure about. I only want to take trades that I'm absolutely confident are going to hit TP. So not to say that it's not going to hit TP. It's just that it's a really risky trade. As you can see, volatility just keeps spiking back and forth. No entries here at the snipe. It's all drawn up right there. So we'll be following this right here. Technically, if this candle right here closes, this would be a snipe entry, because we would get a rejection off the pivot and structure right here. There's actually an entry right before it too. This red candle right here was a snipe entry. You can see that we have a wick rejection off the pivot and the structure. If you guys took that trade there, that would have been a full TP, or almost. Yeah, almost. It's like halfway there, or more than halfway there. So we'll just follow this. I'll have this marked up in case it does close, because obviously it's an entry. However, it's going to confirm our bias for a buy here, because we're still looking for a buy. However, I'm not looking to enter it just yet, because I don't want to get caught in these whipsaws. Looking over here, the daily entry from yesterday hasn't hit TP yet. It's still kind of just going sideways. So we'll keep that marked up right there. And then on top of that, we'll also be looking for the daily entry today as well. So this is a strategy we applied yesterday. It's currently in profit. It's still running from yesterday. I'll be drawing another one over here once we get another entry, if it does come up. So going back to the 1 minute over here, the breakout is still running. It's currently slightly in profit. However, I'm not in the position. So we're going to follow it, but I'm not going to be in the position right now. What I'll be looking for is these actual scalps. So you guys want to be careful, okay? It's 6:36 right now, so it's past the entry time for the breakout. We'll keep this marked up right here. However, I'll have my alert set up so that if I do see something that I'd like to take, then obviously I can follow it or follow through with it. Okay, I'm going to draw the high right here. There's new high right there. And then we have a low right here. And there we go. As price starts to swing up higher. Solid. All right, let's see what happens here. It looks like it might hit TP. It's going exactly where we anticipated. However, I'm not in the position, so not really of importance to me personally. But if you guys are in the position, it does look fine. I do recommend you guys move your stop loss in profit if you guys did take a breakout, because last thing you want to do is be in profit and then it starts swinging back and forth and then it ends up reversing on you. So one thing that I do recommend is, definitely move your stop loss in profit. It's a huge wick right here. So this is actually, and you can see as it swings back down. So this is why you guys got to be really careful when you guys take these trades. Volatility right now is like really high. Let me see where this is pushed up right there. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark up where market opened. So, or actually, let me see. We got to see where the fundamentals are right now. Currently, right now, they're only 27 points in the green. So there still is no really strong bias at all. Looking at the actual stock index again, there's no bias here either. It's just right down the middle. They're half green, half red for the most part. Looking over here at retail sentiment, it's currently 71% short. So a lot of people on the short side have shifted to the buy side, or they got stopped out of their position because price just spiked up right here on the open. So from open right here, price is spiked up about, let's see. So market opened right over here. Price has spiked up about 400 pips. Not a huge spike up, but definitely, you know, a spike up depending on like where you made your entry or if you're in any of these positions at this time. So let's mark this up as a high. And as you can see, price is really indecisive right now. It's just going back and forth. The main thing that you guys want to be aware of are these big wicks, right? These big wicks are going to indicate that price is indecisive. Price can't really choose a direction. Generally, if it's a strong move, kind of similar to, you know, when price is moving down here, there's like no wicks. You can see all these candles right here. If I turn off the high-low indicator, there's like little to no wicks right here, right? Price makes a push up and there's like little to no wicks. Comparing it to these current candles right here, there's huge wicks on both sides. So you see a lot of rejections. Price will come up, reject right back down, come down, reject from down here, and then swing right back up. And that's something that you guys want to be fully aware of when applying this. Let me see if I can refresh this indicator right here. And one thing that you also want to be aware of is that price is rejecting off the Asia high from yesterday. So right here, you can see this purple line. This is the Asia high. Price came up, rejected right off. It came right back down. As you can see, as price came down right here, it rejected off the New York high, and then it shot right back up. So there's a lot of different confluences that you guys can use here to identify where price is bouncing from. However, you know, it's just super risky right now to be entering trades. So we'll keep watching. And this thing is crazy. This thing is still bouncing back and forth. It hasn't even chosen a direction. We're 10 minutes into the market. Generally at this time, there's usually a direction set, or there's some sort of bias, right? The fundamental bias here is generally like 100 points one way or the other. However, right now it's still 37 points in the green. So it is bullish, but it's not very strong. So we'll see what happens here. But I do hope it pushes up. I hope it pushes up and hits TP for whoever's in the position. But I'm not in it, so whatever happens, happens. It's too risky for me. Oh, damn. Lisa said the MFF server is down. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Paul said way too risky. He's waiting right now. Clyde said as well, yeah, market is crazy. So a lot of people are just sitting around just waiting for this to settle so that we can start trading, you know, directional. However, right now, there just is no direction set at all. And let me go over here to a cleaner chart so that you guys can see as well. So just going over here, this is a chart with no markups. Obviously, you can see how indecisive it is, right? You can see all the wicks above here. You can see all the wicks below here. So there's really no direction. If there's like an area where there's a lot of wicks on the bottom side, then okay, it's going bullish. If there's a lot of wicks on the top side, then yeah, it's going bearish. However, right now there's wicks on both sides. So it's just a mess this morning. It's been a mess like this whole week, it feels like. And there we go, as price starts to push up, but you can see price is starting to reject off the Asia high. So something to be aware of. It might just come right back down after this rejection. So one of two things can happen at this point. Price will either break above it and keep pushing higher, or it'll reject off the Asia high and just come right back down. And you can see right there, it's starting to come right back down, right? That's why these indicators here are key. These indicators are going to show you exactly, you know, what to look for, what to watch out for, when to enter trades, when to avoid trades. Right now is not a good time because it's close to the Asia high. It's also close to the London high. And prior, it's close to the New York high. So it's close to a lot of previous session highs from yesterday. So something that you definitely want to be aware of so that you guys don't get caught in these spikes in price. Because whenever price reaches these points, it's going to spike like it just did right here. Nice. So Jared said, caught the short off the Asia high, already exited for a quick scalp. Nice move, bro. So a lot of you guys understand this, right? A lot of you guys understand like what happens when price reaches these Asia highs, London highs, New York highs and also the lows, vice versa. When price reaches those points, price will do one of two things. It'll either reject right off it, or it'll break through it and then close above it, and it'll just continue pushing up higher. You can see right here, price came down, rejected off the New York high, came up, broke above it. As soon as it broke above it, it shot up to the next high right here, which was the Asia high, rejected off this point, came right back down, and then now it's attempting to make its break above it, but it hasn't made it yet. So definitely something to be careful of. Harmony's asking about MMFF. Yeah, so one of our members here, Lisa, just confirmed that the MFF server is down. So I don't use MFF, you know, just like I mentioned, guys, I'm not moving from FTMO until like there's been like these other companies have been established, right? And it's the same situation that happened with funding talent. So many people moved to funding talent and look what happened to them. That's why I'm not moving from FTMO. I'm using FTMO until something can prove me that there's something better. A lot of people like going to MFF because they think just because it's cheaper, it's better, right? Cheaper doesn't always equate to better, especially if it's a company that hasn't really been established yet. So I'm not necessarily using anything else aside from FTMO. I've been using FTMO for a year now, no issues. So there's really no reason for anyone to, there's no reason for me to go and jump on any of these other funding companies just yet. I will eventually. Like if MFF can prove themselves, then yeah, I'll switch over to them. Or I won't switch over to them, but I'll open an account with them. But I mean, currently right now, obviously there's issues. And there's nothing bad to say about MFF. I have no opinion because I haven't used them before. But you know, hearing that the servers are down is definitely a bummer for a lot of people who are like super pro MFF. All right, let me scroll up real quick and see what else I'm missing. So let's see. Justin said crude oil inventories in 48 minutes. It's restricted. Okay, thanks for letting me know, guys. So we do have a news event coming up, crude oil inventories at 7:30, and it's going to be restricted. So if we get closer to that time period, I'm not going to take any trades. I'm just going to be holding off because I don't want to get in trouble for taking a trade. Because if you take a trade during a restricted event, I don't know if it's restricted for US 30, but either way, I'm not going to be taking it because it's going to be a risky event anyways to be basically gambling off that move. So I'm probably not going to be taking that trade, but Justin did confirm that it is restricted. So I'm not sure if it's restricted for US 30, but I know it's restricted definitely for oil and probably some other US assets. Yeah, Drama said every company has issues sometimes. I don't know why they tell Shawn like he's supposed to fix it. Yeah, I mean, I can't fix that stuff, guys. Like people always ask me issues about TradingView. People ask me issues about Hugo's Way, stuff like that. Like those aren't my companies, guys. So I have no power over fixing it. But no, I hope that MFF comes back up and you know, comes back online because you know, it really sucks if you guys are gonna miss some good trades due to the server being down. But yeah, no, thanks, Drama. I agree, bro. Let's see. Clyde said, better to be patient than lose thousands. Exactly, 100% with you, Clyde. I'm gonna wait. This is technically gonna be a scalp entry right here for US 30, but I would be careful with taking that trade because it's right at the Asia high right here. So you guys want to be careful. You guys want to make sure that it closes above it. If it closes below it, I probably would hold off on it because what might happen is price will come up, test the Asia high again, and then just bounce right below. So that's the last thing you guys want to get caught in. If you know, if that does happen. So you just want to be careful right here. Even if it breaks above it, it might be a fake out. So I'm probably not going to enter this at all because the market is still moving kind of crazy right now. So this is a 1 minute scalp right here. I'll mark it up for you guys, but like I mentioned, I'm not going to take any trades just yet because I'm still waiting for the market to smoothen out. It hasn't smoothened out yet, still spiking around back and forth. We'll just have this marked up right here for whoever, you know, decides to take it. However, I'm not going to take it myself. Or if I do take it, what I might do is I might just have a buy stop there and just catch it as it swings up. I'll let you guys know if I do that, but currently right now I'm not gonna take it yet. Full TP. I have stuff marked up here. The reason why I'm kind of tempted to take the trade is because we have buy entry that's already running. We also have this snipe over here. So this snipe over here just hit full TP. So this previous snipe over here hit full TP off this red. And then here's the other snipe that I was just talking about. This one's currently running right now. there's just a lot of issues right now with taking these trades because so I'll set up an alert for this because this is one that we were actually looking for. I'll set an alert for this. This is going to be a 10-minute snipe OTP. So that if you guys have taken that, we'll have this marked up right here. There goes the 1 minute as it pushes up a little higher. Like I mentioned before, guys, it's still kind of risky, so I don't know if I'm going to take it. You can see price is still bouncing back and forth. Because here's the thing, guys, last thing I want to do, and there you go, full TP off that 1 minute. So congrats whoever caught it. I didn't catch it myself. I'm being careful still. You can see price is still moving pretty crazy right now. So I'll give you guys a little update with regard to that entry because I see that some of you guys did catch it. And there you go, it's starting to push up. It's probably about to hit the full TP for the breakout as well. But like I just mentioned, guys, I'm not in any of these trades right now. So I'm just following them and then giving you guys updates because I know a lot of you guys here are taking some risky trades. So I'll just give you guys a little update right there for that. This is going to be a 1 minute. All right, so there's one update off that. There goes a breakout right there, full TP off the breakout for 500 pips. So whoever took the trades here, I mean, big congrats to you guys. I see the messages here, so a lot of you guys did take these trades. So that's another full TP right there off the breakout. And I'll give you guys an update so that you guys know to close out the trade because I know some of you guys aren't really putting TPs. You guys should definitely put a TP, especially right now because obviously, price is kind of just bouncing back and forth. So there goes another update right there. If you guys want to send your profits, go ahead and send them over. We'll cover them right now. Once this is already over, someone close this out. And then now it looks like the snipe here is about to hit full TP as well. So everything kind of played out like how we anticipated. I anticipated price to shoot up because the retail sentiment was short and then the fundamental bias was long. There you go, full TP off the snipe as well. So whoever caught all these trades, that's a lot of profit that you guys caught right now. So, big congrats to whoever caught all these trades. Unfortunately, I haven't taken any of these trades because I've just been, being careful, but it looks like a lot of you guys did. So I'll go over the profits right now as well for you guys who did catch it. I'm being very conservative, guys. If you guys know how I trade, I don't like taking these trades that are maybes. I only want to take trades that are for sure. And I also don't want to, get you guys into these trades that are too risky because that's how people start blowing accounts. They start taking risky trades that are like not guaranteed. Or I mean, it's never guaranteed, but I try to make it as guaranteed as possible, especially for me, because I don't like losing trades. If I lose a trade, it's going to ruin my whole day. So that's why I don't like taking trades that I'm not for sure about. So scrolling up right here, let's see. So C-Soup locked in a total of 1,200. So nice work right there, C-Soup. RJ over here locked in a total of 5,840. Great work, RJ. Angela here locked in a total of 1,125. Nice work, Angela. She took these trades on her own for GC. And for her other account here, GJ, she locked in a total of 1,617. Great work, Angela. Scrolling down further, looking at this, C-Soup locked in a total of 4,920. Great work, C-Soup. Scrolling down further, his other account, 2,880 in profit. Nice work, C-Soup again. RJ here now currently in profit 7,252. Looks like RJ took all the trades that we just discussed. Great work, RJ. Rockwell over here locked in a total of 1,879. Great work, Jeff. Scrolling down further. So Maddie took the buy stop that I was just talking about on the 1 minute. He locked in a total of 635 off that trade. Nice work, Maddie. Randall over here just sent his profits as well. He locked in a total of 145 off that buy. So definitely great work right there, Randall. So you guys can see, even though I didn't take these trades myself, a lot of people here trust the moves and the analysis that I'm giving, and they take the trades on their own, which, even though they're at your own risk, usually they're in good intention because they're probably going to hit. It's just for me, I'm trading a bigger account and I don't want to be risking my FTMO, my funded account on these like risky trades. So here's RJ again, 7,252. Roman over here as well. He locked in a total of 2,035. Great work, Roman. So as you guys can see, these are all different people who sent me their profits off these trades. Eunice here as well, locked in a total of 465. Great work, Eunice. So there's a ton of people here who locked in profits. Patricia too. She sent me some profits. She locked in a total of 1,077. Great work, Patricia. Yeah, everyone's doing good. So great work amongst everyone here. This looks like a scammer, so I'm gonna delete this person with the ban. I think that's it for this right here. Tommy over here locked in a total of 3,035. Great work, Tommy. So as you guys can see, a lot of people here locked in profits. Even though I didn't take the trade myself, a lot of people here locked in profits. I'm already in profit for the day, so that's why I didn't take any trades. I'm in profit already, 4,426. So this is why I'm not taking trades right now, because I've made my profits already for the day, right? I'm already up 4,000 off this account. I'm up 3,000, about 4,000 on this account too. So in total, I'm close to over 8,000 in profit. So this is why I'm pretty much, if the trades come, and they'll come, but I want to make sure that they're like for sure going to hit. I missed out on, I probably could have made another 10,000 if I took these trades here, because this was over like 1,100 pips. So, on top of my profits already, that could have been another 10,000, but it's cool because I'm being conservative. If you're up almost 8,000, if you're up over 8,000 for the day already, you'd be in the same position, right? You wouldn't need to force any trades. Jez over here just sent his profits, locked in a total of 384. Nice work, Jez. All right, so great work amongst everyone here. We're going to be looking for some more trades. So now currently on the 3-minute, we're looking for either the daily strategy or the pivot. In order for us to have a pivot entry, we need price to come back and retrace and then swing back up to the upside. That's how we'll take an entry for that. Looking for the daily entry, we're looking for the first valid signal. Over here, the daily entry is still running. It's almost in full TP. Let me just give an update here, because this trade is still running from yesterday for whoever caught it. Or actually, wait, this isn't even the trade right here. My bad, guys. The daily entry is actually right here. There's a candle next to it. There we go. So I'll give a little update here for, whoever's like following it, because some of you guys did take it yesterday and are still holding it till today. So this is the daily entry from the 19th. Not today, but for the 19th. All right, so we'll be following that as it continues on. However, we're looking for the daily entry for today as well. Now going back to the 1 minute over here. We're looking for a possible entry. So looking at this right here, same with the 1 minute strategy for the 3-minute, where we're basically looking for this to retrace downwards, and then we'll catch it as it swings back up. So that's what we're looking for right here. Applying the other strategy here, the high-low strategy, we're looking for price to close above here for another entry. So there's a lot of different strategies here that we're looking to apply. But like I mentioned, guys, me personally, I'm going to be very careful with my positions here because I'm pretty heavy in profit for the day already. So I don't really need to take any crazy trades. I'm only going to take trades that I'm for sure like confident hit. Yeah, no, Lisa. So I just saw your message, Lisa. No, I know for sure Lisa wasn't asking me to fix it. She just wanted to give us an update to say that it was down. But no, definitely. It's just like a lot of people asking a lot of questions where they want me to fix things, but I can't. But no, I didn't think that you were wanting me to fix it, Lisa. It was just something that another member mentioned in the group. All right, cool. So Paul got it. He's only going for scalps today. Randall took the scalp. NASDAQ doesn't have a direction. Nice. So Lamar said he caught the 2 snipes, 1 minute pivot, and 1 minute high-low so far. So Lamar is up pretty high today. If he took all those trades and they all hit. Jonathan said FOMO didn't get me. Congrats whoever caught those snipes though. I agree 100%. Let's see, all-time high for US 30. I don't think so. Let me check. Actually, you guys might be right. So let me just line this up over here. The all-time high is right over here at 35,630. So let me go and just draw a line over here real quick. All right, we'll go over down here. Let's change this color to something different. So we'll just change this to like purple, or I don't know, something that's bright. Okay, so this is the all-time high. Price is currently, it's not even that, yeah, it's not that far. It's like about 840 pips away from the all-time high. It's very close to the all-time high. This is gonna be an area where, some people are gonna wanna be careful. I'm gonna draw this up on the other one as well. So let me just check this real quick. Where was it at? It was at 35,630. Okay, 35,630. I'm gonna go and draw that on the other charts over here. 35,630. So you can't really see here on the 1 minute, but I'm going to mark these up on pretty much all of them here. 35,630. $35,630. Okay, so looking across the border right here, I mean, price is getting close to the all-time high, but it's not there yet. So still looking for some scalps here as we continue on. However, let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Christopher is asking, did you mention that large wicks on the top can make a bullish bias? That's the opposite, Christopher. If you get wicks on top, I mean, there's no bias at all for wicks. I'm not. Where did you hear that from, Christopher? I'm just trying to see where you got that. If there's wicks on top, that's indicating that there's like resistance on the top side. So that's indicating that price is getting pushed down. Vice versa. If there's wicks on the bottom, kind of like down here, this indicates that there's support being hit. So if that becomes the case, it just spikes up, right? So that's the opposite. Wicks on the bottom pushes price up. Wicks on the top pushes price down. But it doesn't mean that there's a bias. It just shows that there's an indication that price is, hitting some sort of resistance or hitting some sort of support. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I know. Okay, got it. Yeah, so Christopher said, thought you mentioned something earlier, but probably misheard you. Yeah, when you see wicks on either side, that usually indicates that price is hitting some sort of resistance or it's hitting some sort of support, and that's why price bounces. So you can see right here, there's some wicks right here, right? Some double wicks, it hit the high. So when it hit the double wicks right there, it came down. And then same situation right here, if price ends up bouncing off this right here, then it starts to push price upwards. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bias. It just means that it's hitting some sort of resistance or it's hitting some sort of support. This is, I'm not going to explain the strategy, but this is pretty much similar to what I've been applying like during Asia session. It's a variation to the high-low strategy, but I'm not going to explain that to you guys for a while because that's something that I just started playing around with. It's just something that I started to notice that's been working pretty nicely. All right, so currently right now, let me see if I could find something over here. There's no timetable, Christopher. When it's released, it'll be released. There's no specific time. I mean, I can't time how much longer it's going to take to do the testing. So personally, there's not going to be any specific timetable when it comes out. And when it comes out, it'll come out, right? It's not going to be anything specific, but hopefully it'll come out by the end of this month. It's just whenever it's ready. There's no point in rushing these indicators or these strategies because I only release strategies and indicators that work really well. So I'm not going to give you guys something that's like half ready. When it's ready, it'll be sent out. But if it isn't ready yet, then you obviously still need more testing. Yeah, no, exactly, Christopher. I'm not going to give you guys something that's not 100%. So I want to make sure that it's 100% before it's released. All right, guys. So going back to the charts over here, we still don't have anything set. There's nothing off the 3 minute. In order for us to have an entry, we need a retracement to the downside, and then we can catch it as it swings back up. But we don't have that ready right now. I'm going to be executing some trades in the background. I'm not going to tell you guys what I'm doing, but it's going to be similar to what I've been doing last night during the live session. Not the live session, but during Asia session. It's basically a variation to this high-low scalp strategy, but I'm not going to be telling you guys what I'm going to be entering because they're risky trades. They're risky trades for this strategy that I've just been testing out, but they've been pretty good because you guys have seen my profits here. All this right here is all pretty much all wins using the variation to the high-low strategy. So, all right, guys, I'm done answering questions for right now. I'll pull up the chat. So if you guys put a question there, don't worry, I'll get to your question. But I kind of want to focus on the charts right now to see if there's anything good for us to enter. So let's see if there's anything good here. There's nothing on the 3 minute. There's nothing here on the 10 minute. Reason for that's because we need price to reject off the pivot, and price is like way up here. So there's not going to be any entries here for the snipe until price comes back down, rejects off the pivot and structure, and then swings back up. So no entry off the 10 minute. The daily is still running right now. Currently, it's on its way up. this is a daily from yesterday. And here on the 1 minute, there just isn't any entry here as well. So we're just pretty much just waiting, guys. There's nothing for us to really take at this moment. If we see something, then yeah, for sure. What we have here next is the next upcoming entry that might come up is if we have, so we need about 4 or 5 candles to establish this high. If price ends up, and never mind, it's not going to happen now because they already broke it. What we're looking for is we're looking for price to establish a new high. In order to do that, we need a high to be established or a low to be established, and then we need price to move 4 or 5 candles to the right. So basically right here, well, if this is established as a high, we need this to push this way 4 or 5 candles, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that happens, and then price ends up pushing above here and closes, then that would be an entry using the high-low scalp strategy that we've been applying pretty much for the past couple months now. So if that happens, this is the first entry that would be available. There's nothing here on the 3 minute. There's nothing on the 10 minute. The daily is still running. But currently right now, if we're looking for an entry, we're pretty much just waiting for it to come up and break above here after it's been established. If it gets touched like it did right here, you can see there was a low that was established, and then it was just 1, 2 candles. This is no longer the low. We have to wait for the next low to be established. So I'll just be moving this away for now. And you can see right here, it broke it again, right? So as it broke it again, this is now the new high. So we need that high and low to be established before we can take some trades. I'll just mark this up right here so that you guys can see that price is kind of in a range right now, right? If you guys just draw this from the previous high over here, price is literally just ranging back and forth within this area. However, this is no longer the high because a new high was established down here, and this is currently the new high as well. So we just got to wait and see what happens here for that confirmation. All right, so this is now the new high. So you can see price is still falling along this area. What we need is 4 or 5 candles to the right before we can take an entry if it breaks above here. And then vice versa, if we want to take an entry below, we need a new low to be established because this low is already it's been invalidated because the first requirement here hasn't been met. So we'll see. So this is candle 1 right here. We need 2, 3, 4, 5. If price passes this candle right here and it hasn't broken above this line yet, then when it does break above it, we can take that for a buy. For the other strategy here, the 1 minute pivot, we need a retracement signal, and then we can catch it as it swings up as well. So this could actually double up as 2 entries if that becomes the case, kind of similar to what happened right here. This is an example of using the 1 minute pivot scalp strategy. So right here, we had a push to the upside, retracement with the retracement candle right here. As it came down, we took the buy here, and that's the trade that a lot of people took here for that full TP. So as you can see, these strategies are very simple. They're not very difficult to apply. I mean, literally anyone can just pick it up and apply it if you guys just follow the directions and the requirements here. It's just all about patience. A lot of people don't have patience, so it's hard for people to really, get a hang of these moves here. So let me see this real quick. All right, so price broke the high here. Now there's another new high. And you can see price is just, it's not really moving much at all. You don't want to be trading when price is just consolidating or ranging. You want to be trading when price is directional. So in order for it to be directional, we need this to push up higher, come back down, and then continue to push up higher and higher. But currently right now, there just isn't any, any real direction. There was this move earlier, and then now price kind of just died down. Now it's just consolidating sideways. So something to, to obviously be aware of. Price is climbing, but it's slowly climbing. And here we go again, another high. See if there's anything else right here. Dean's asking on the high-low strat, can you show what the rule 5 looks like? Rule 5 means that it hasn't touched. So looking at this right here, this is rule 5. You can see that it's been touched right here, so there's no entry that's available here. Meaning if this has been touched, there's no low. So if price comes below here, there's going to be no entry. So that's what the requirement would be for that, Dean. You got to make sure that the same price hasn't been touched. If it breaks below it, that's fine. But if it just touches it and comes back up, then that's going to invalidate it as an entry. And the reason why we have these many entries, guys, is how we have such a high win rate at K2, because we want to make sure that everything's almost for sure before we take any of these trades. Let's see. Alfred's asking, is there a high-low indicator we can use to print the high lows like you have on your chart? If you're talking about these right here, these numbers, this is the built-in indicator with TradingView. So just look up pivot points, or I think it's called, yeah, pivots high-low. And that will print these numbers on the chart for you. So if you go to indicators, and then you go to, it's going to be built in. So if you go to built in and just type in pivots, oh yeah, pivot points high, yeah, pivot points high low. So if you type in pivot points high low, you can have this indicator that prints these numbers on the chart, Alfred. It's not going to be these high lows that I have set up. This is the K2 indicator, the K2 high low indicator. It's not released yet. It's going to be released probably at the end of the month, but that's not available to you guys yet. But if you want this one with the numbers, this is pivot points high low. It's a built-in indicator with TradingView. Yeah, no problem, Alfred. All right, so we have a new high here established. Hopefully that this, establishes as the official high, and then we can hopefully take it as it breaks above it. So what we're looking for again here, guys, is we're looking for this to push at least 4 or 5 candles. Right here is 1 candle, 2 candle, 3 candle, 4 candle, 5 candle. Price passes this area here, then this would be established as the high. And then if price ends up breaking above here, then we can take that for a buy as well. The only issue here is that when price breaks above here, we're going to be getting close to the all-time high, which is this purple line right here. So you guys want to be careful. Make sure to take your profits when necessary, and don't get greedy at this point because it's getting closer to the all-time high. All right, we're still waiting for this right here. Let's see if there's anything right here. So we have, yeah, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is we have another high here. It's been broken, so we have to establish this as a new high again. So, all right, it's just a waiting game, guys. Nothing for us to really take at this point. The only thing that we're really looking at right now is this on 1 minute, because that's the only thing that's available. Going back to the 3 minute over here, there's no entry that's available because price hasn't retraced back down yet. We need a retracement to the downside and a buy to swing it back up to take a pivot scalp. Also for the daily entry, we need a signal in the opposite direction. Looking over at the snipes, there's no entry available because we need price to come down and test the pivots. That's going to be the first requirement. So nothing here on the 10-minute snipe. Here on the daily, it's currently pushing up. It's almost at full TP. So that's fine. If it keeps inching up, that's fine because a lot of you guys did take this yesterday, the daily entry. So if you guys are not familiar with the daily entry, I'll just go back and show you guys right here. Basically, what you're looking for is the first valid signal after market open. So market opened right here at 6:30 yesterday. We're looking for the first entry after 6:30 a.m., which is right here. This line is 6:30 a.m. New York Stock Exchange open. We're looking for the first valid K2 momentum signal. Right here was our first valid signal. It was valid because it's a buy signal with a green candle within it. After that, you enter on the open of the falling candle, set your TP stop loss to 1,500 pips. And with that said, that would pretty much be where it would run from. And it just pretty much ran all day. Just kind of like danced around the middle right here. Opening price. And then here it currently is still running in profit, almost to full TP. So if that hits TP, great. However, we're still looking for, here we go again. There's another high that's been established right here. There's no high that's been officially established. It's just pushing up higher and higher, which is fine. If the daily hits from yesterday, that's cool. I'll give you guys an update for whoever caught it. Otherwise, there just isn't really much for us to take right now. Market hasn't really been pushed. It's kind of just going sideways. It's going up, sideways, up, sideways, up. It's not really directional at all. So the professor right here took a couple trades. Looks like trade mixed up some strategies. Still locked in a total of 470 for the day. So definitely great work right there, Professor. Still, as long as you're in profit, that's all that really matters. As long as you continue to stay in profit and continue to keep pushing, then that's really what's key here. Here's the daily entry right here. I'll be following it. I'll give you guys an update you know, when it closes or when it hits TP. So let's see if there's anything else here. Lamar as well. Lamar took a small account. He's still profiting. All wins, no losses. Total of 1,104. Sorry, I said 1,000. 104 in profit for the day. Nice work, Lamar. Looking over here, it's about to hit TP off this daily. And there we go. Full TP off the daily entry from yesterday, October 19th. And there, so I'll give you guys an update in the group for whoever was copying that or whoever took it from yesterday. Just give you guys a little update here because some of you guys did message me about it yesterday. I didn't take the trade because obviously it came kind of late, but some of you guys did catch it. So here goes the full TP off that. All right, let me just send these over now to the other groups. All right. So it looks like we have a couple more profits here as well. Looking over here, Kevin Lim locked in a total of 1,510. Nice work, Kevin. Nice. So Kevin just got funded. So he passed his verification right here. He has 5 days to go to pass his minimum trading days, but he's pretty much funded at this point. So big congrats to Kevin over here, man. It's been a long time coming. I'm glad you passed, Kevin. So big congrats to Kevin here. It's all about consistency and discipline, right? Kevin was disciplined and consistent. He came up big this time. So now he's funded. So let's go. Congrats to you, Kevin. Let's see if there's anything else here. I think that's it for now. Roman here sent his profits now. Updated profits currently up 2,841. Great work, Roman. And I think that's it for right now, guys. So other than that, if you guys have more profits to send over, go ahead and send them over. Otherwise, we'll be looking for some more trades here. All right, so new high right here. Price actually touched it, it looks like. Yeah, that candle touched it. So technically no entry off that. Let's see what happens here. All right, let me see if I can turn this off. Yeah, so price pretty much rejected off that. So even if price breaks above here, it's already touched it on this first candle, so it doesn't classify as a valid high. Or for the fifth requirement, you got to make sure that it's not touched before it closes. So even if we do get a price close above it, it's not going to be considered an entry. It's got to wait for the next one. We're also getting close to the all-time high, so something to keep in mind, guys. Let's see, we're about, price is currently right here. We're about 500 pips from the all-time high, so we're getting really close to the all-time high. And we'll see where price ends up going from here. So let me go over here and check real quick on the sentiment. Let's see where everyone's trading. So it looks like a lot of people are trying to short the all-time high right here. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. Well, what could happen here is price might just continue to keep pushing up because they kind of want to stop people out of these trades. However, you know, there's no guarantee that's going to happen. It's going to be a matter of time to confirm whether that's going to keep pushing up or not. Price right now, you can see volatility kind of died down. It kind of stopped pushing up because it's getting close to the all-time high. I think what's happening right now with market makers, institutions are probably, they're probably trying to anticipate, you know, where all the traders are trading. If there's going to be a lot of people short or a lot of people long, then, sorry, I'm looking at my position over here. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Sorry guys, I took a trade right now. That's why I wasn't paying attention. I took a trade using the variation of the strategy that I was just explaining, and I just locked in 1,600. So I'm in profit a lot today. Oh man, that was nice. All right, let me take a screenshot of my profits. That was a real nice one. So I'm in profit a lot for today. So like I mentioned, guys, I'm not going to show you guys that strategy yet. I'm still testing that strategy, but this strategy is like, it's crazy. It kind of allows me to make profits both ways when I'm taking these high lows. That was a huge win right there. So let me give you guys a little update on my profits. So as you guys can see, let me show you guys right here. As you guys can see, I locked in 1,785 off that trade. That trade is taken right now at 7:15. You can see the timestamp right here, 7:17. So I entered that trade around there 2 minutes ago. There's my profit off that trade right there. So made some profit off that again right here on my other account. So I'm in profit 6,179 off this account. 6,179 off that one, plus the other one, 5,879. So I'm currently in profit 12,058 for this day so far. So for the most part, this is pretty much what we're playing with right here. Now what I'm looking for next is I'm looking for price to swing back up. If price swings back up, then that's going to be an entry for a buy. However, right now at this specific point in time, there's no entry available. So definitely great work off of that. Let me see. Nice profit off that K² high low scalp strategy or scalp variation. All right, so that's pretty good right there. So I'm going to keep looking for another entry here. But no, that was pretty solid. So RJ right here as well. RJ locked in a total of 11,000. So RJ is actually above, or not. Me total for both my accounts, I'm up 12,000, but RJ is up 11,000 off one account. So definitely great work right there, RJ. Congrats to you, bro. Keep pushing it. New levels here as well. New levels here, just locked in a total of 2,040. So definitely great work right there, new levels, 100%. So new levels is currently up. He took some NASDAQ buys and also US 30 buy right there. He's in profit over 2,000 for the day. Looking over here, let's see if anything else over here as well. Jared too. So Jared's currently up 636. Looks like he took a loss right there. I don't know. I'm not sure which trade he took, but he took that trade there, but he came right back off the next trade, locked in a total of 645 off that one after it. So great work right there, guys. Other than that, yeah, man, I just saw your message right now for sure. That's kind of the reason why I'm not really teaching people it yet. It's a very risky strategy. I mean, it's very lucrative, but you have to actually know what you're doing. So I'm gonna keep testing that. If there's a way that I can teach people how to do it, then obviously I'll teach you guys. But that strategy actually requires some sort of skill to some extent, where you understand where price is rejecting from and moving towards. So let's see. Yeah, Eunice said possible 1 minute pivot entry. That's pretty much what I'm looking for right here. I'm looking for this to close as a buy. If it closes as a buy, then we'll take it for a quick scalp in this direction. Let's see. Looking at this right here. But we have news coming up too. So just FYI, guys, we got news coming up shortly. Nobody reminded me, but I just reminded myself. We have news coming up at 7:30, crude oil inventories. So I might have to sit out the market for a little bit. If the 1 minute comes up, I'll mark it up, but I'm probably not going to take it because the news is coming up within 9 minutes. So here's the 1 minute here. If you guys want to take it, you guys, feel free to take it. However, you guys want to be very careful if you guys take this trade here because the news is coming up shortly. The last thing you want to do is be caught in this trade. This is specifically to members who are funded because you can't trade during funded news, or not even if you're funded. Like in general, I just don't like to trade news because you might see some random spikes. So this technically would be a buy entry here using the pivot scalp strategy. However, I don't think I'm going to take it because I don't want to risk getting caught in this trade when news happens in the next couple minutes. So no entry there, but if this candle does close, which it didn't, so there's no entry off that right now. Let's see, Campam's asking how to understand that screen's eye signal channel. I'm trying to figure out what do you want to rephrase that question? I'm kind of confused with your question. You said how to understand that screen's eye signals channel. Trying to figure out what your question is there, Cam. You can email me the same way you emailed me before. It's the same email address, Shawn@k2trades.com. You can email me there. You can message me on Telegram. It's up to you, however you want to contact me. I'm trying to, but if you want to break down your question, you can you can ask it again, because I can't understand what you just asked right there. Yeah, no problem, Cam. All right, yeah, if you guys have questions, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. I'll answer questions right now because news is coming up in 7 minutes. So with news coming up shortly, I don't want to risk taking any trades right now. I'm getting caught in any spikes in price, which will probably happen. It's medium news, so it's probably going to affect the markets, one way or another. This is an invalid signal right here, so no entry using the 1 minute pivot scalp. This wouldn't be valid. The one thing that we'll be looking for here is if price ends up establishing this as a high. So if price continues to move along, this is 1 candle, we need 5 candles, right? 4 or 5 candles. So if price moves along 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, then at that point we can use this as a high, and we can apply this for a buy here using the high-low scalp strategy. So this is going to be what we're looking for. All right, let me check. I'm going to check FTMO real quick to see. I know it's restricted, but I just want to see what it's restricted for. Looking at this right here. Good. All right, looking at the economic calendar. Okay, so price touched this price point right here, so there's not going to be entry available at this point because it just invalidated it. Yeah, so crude oil inventory is restricted, but I think it's only restricted for crude oil, but I'm still not going to trade it. I just checked FTMO's economic calendar. There's actually a lot of restricted events for Canada and for oil. All right, so there's not going to be an entry off this right here. The reason for that is because prices broke above it. And this is now the new high. So price isn't really moving too much. I mean, it is moving upwards, but it's not really moving very much. Each candle is a very slow candle. It's moving about like 6 pips or so, or 60 pips, I mean, sorry. 6 points, which is equivalent to 6 pips. So other than that, let's see if there's anything else that I'm missing here. All right, so we just have another high here. It just keeps establishing higher highs. It's getting really close to the all-time high though, right here. And there's also the news coming up at 7:30. So there's news coming up shortly in about 5 minutes. Oh, no, my allergies are coming. I had to sneeze real quick. Never mind. It went away, thankfully. All right, so price is right here. Pretty much just waiting for this to either establish the high or establish the, well, we have a low already right here. So if price ends up coming below here and we get a sell signal, then this would qualify as an entry using the high-low scalp off of, off of this one right here. However, we're just gonna have to wait for that confirmation. I prefer to take a buy because I kind of want to go in the buy direction. Reason for that is because the retail sentiment is very short. 73% of people in the retail market is looking to short the market. So I think as this continues to stack up higher and higher, price is probably going to continue push up higher and higher. So I forgot who asked about it yesterday. I think Donnie, you asked about it yesterday, right? Donnie was asking, if retail sentiment is super short and it's getting close to all-time high, would I sell? Probably not. I'd probably keep buying if there's some more buy entries, because odds are it's probably going to keep pushing, but only if there's an entry. So you guys always got to keep in mind that it's key that you guys wait for specific entries that come up. Yeah, exactly. So CJ just mentioned right now too as well. CJ said that's what I was asking yesterday. I was curious as to what you would do. Yeah, so the thing with this, CJ, is if retail sentiment is very short and we reach an all-time high, but we get a buy signal, right? I'm still probably going to take that buy signal, whether it's a buy entry on the 3 minute, 1 minute, 10 minute, etc. The thing is, if fundamentals are pointing one direction, technicals are pointing one direction, and then also on top of that, retail sentiment is super short, that's like a almost home run for you. Well, not just for you, but for all of us. It's like a home run for all of us because it's just going to indicate that price is going to keep pushing up higher. Also looking at fundamentals over here, currently up 134 points, right? So this is exactly what we were waiting for. We were waiting for this to get above 100 points to confirm the bias. Bias here was a buy. Looking at the stock index, it's completely green. So, I mean, it blows my mind how some people, oh, not really, it doesn't blow my mind because people don't understand how to follow the fundamentals to begin with. But looking at this here, if this is all green, you see all retail traders are a majority short, and then you see price continue to push up, odds are it's going to keep pushing up. So this is what I would be looking at as we continue on. So price broke, it didn't break, but it touched this price point right here. So we have another high. So the highs just keep getting established as it pushes up higher and higher. I'm just waiting for that perfect time to enter the trade. Because right now, last thing you want to do is enter a buy, and then it just comes right back down, which is probably what's going to happen. CJ said, but why would retail sentiment be anything but short here? LOL, it's at the all-time high. I understand though. Yeah, exactly. It's all psychological, CJ. The thing is, a lot of people think just because it's at an all-time high, it's going to have to drop, right? Odds are it's probably not going to drop. If everyone thinks that, the market makers aren't stupid. They're not going to do what everyone else is doing. They're going to do the opposite. That's how they make money because they just stop everyone out. It's all psychological, right? It's like kind of being like thinking of it as a roller coaster because that's what people kind of think the charts look like, like a roller coaster. Price comes up, then it comes down, then they expect it to go up again, and they're waiting for that big drop. Like when it gets to this this all-time high, however, it probably just continues to push up higher and higher. Goes up, comes down, goes up. But a lot of people are just waiting for that to come crashing down, which it's going to happen. Eventually it's going to happen, but it'll probably happen once the sentiment lowers a little bit. The sentiment is just too high. Like if this starts to drop like 73% long, so say if these people get tired of losing, right? If they keep getting stopped out and they're like, all right, I'm done selling, I'm going to buy now. And then as soon as that number starts to shift to the other direction, it becomes, 73% long. Then the market makers are like, all right, they're starting to catch on because people are like, not to down talk people, but a lot of people are just really slow. They don't have any logic. So they'll just keep going up and then they'll just chase that move. And then as soon as they switch to the other side, market makers just dump it and they stop everyone out the other way. It's all about, it's all about logic and psychology for the most part. It's like with majority traders, right? A lot of people fail at trading not because of the strategies they apply. They fail at trading because of their trade psychology. Like if your trade psychology sucks, you're probably not going to be good at trading because you're going to keep chasing the move and not actually use skill when analyzing trades. And that's why we do so well here, guys, because we all use actual strategies and we all follow directions. Well, for the most part, majority of people do. Exactly. And Chris just said, it will happen when the market makers make enough money. Exactly. So, the main key here, guys, is to use your common sense and to use logic, right? Use logic with everything you do. If you get burnt on a trade, then don't do that anymore. If you do well on a trade, then keep doing that. It's just basic logic, right? And I know it sounds easy, but it's easier said than done. The only reason I have such thick skin when trading this stuff is because I've been doing this for so long. I've been burnt so many times where my logic tells me not to do certain things anymore, and my other logic tells me to do certain things when certain things happen. So that's why we have these specific requirements here. So we're just waiting for a move here. There's still no entry that's available. Looking over here on the 10-minute, nothing here. That's a daily entry from today. Full TP off that. Nothing off the snipe because price is way up here. We need price to come down to the pivots to provide an entry. Looking at the 3-minute, nothing here as well because we need a retracement and then catching it as it swings back up. And then vice versa right here on the 1-minute as well too. So there just isn't really much for us to really look at this point. It's kind of just waiting for this to establish or for it to reach the all-time high. Yeah, exactly. Jonathan said we have to be like fishermen, patient. Exactly, 100%. Alan said crude oil inventory was down. So let me go and check that real quick. Thanks for reminding us, Alan. See, today's Wednesday. So that's a good thing. That's positive. So if the crude oil inventories are down, that means that that where the US is selling their oil, right? If they're selling their oil, inventories are down, that means that it's good for the economy because the people who are selling oil are making money, and that money just gets stimulated back into the economy. So that's good news, actually. I know it's a negative number, but that's actually good news. So definitely good right there. It's probably gonna keep pushing price even higher, but no guarantees for that. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. Looking at retail sentiment currently right now, it is at 73% short. Thanks for reminding me too, Roman. So this is increasing. As you can see, as price gets closer to the all-time high, which is right here, we're actually really close to the all-time high. We're only 200 pips away from the all-time high. As we get closer to the all-time high, you can see a lot of retail traders start to enter more shorts, right? So a lot of people are trying to prepare for that dump, which is probably not going to happen. If there's this many people short, the market makers are not going to dump price. They might drop it a little bit, but they're not going to dump it heavily to where they lose money, right? They want to make money. So in order for them to make money, what do you think is going to happen with these 73% of people? They need to get stopped out. And once they get stopped out, that's how they make their money, because they're going to take over their positions. So basically, that's kind of what we're waiting for right here. We're waiting for price to spike up higher, stop these people out. And then once those people shift from short to long, and there's enough people on the long side, then they dump price back down, and then they make money both ways. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. Retail sentiment is going to play a big key in the market. I think for the rest of the week, because the thing is, if price sits above here at the all-time high pretty much the rest of the week, and people keep trying to short the market, then it's just going to keep, we're going to base pretty much all of our entries off the retail sentiment and the fundamentals. Currently, fundamentals are bullish, so they're pointing in our direction anyways. But I mean, yeah, guys, it still blows my mind that people will keep trading against the fundamentals. The fundamentals are so strong, and the retail sentiment is so much on the short side. Looking at price, it just continues to push up higher and higher. So definitely something to look out for. So as you can see right here, price just broke another high. So here's the new high again right here. Price is just creeping up. I think what's going to happen here is when it reaches the all-time high, price might just spike up even higher. And Chris, so this is your favorite time, Chris. This is your liquidity zones. So you can see when the retail sentiment here starts to increase, you can start drawing liquidity zones, right? If you guys remember the liquidity zones, I mean, it's pretty much where we're drawing these higher highs. What we need to happen here to draw those liquidity zones is we need price to come down. So if price starts to come down, Chris, you can start drawing your liquidity zones. So when price comes back up, it's going to be a huge win in both ways. Yeah, Chris said, let's go liquidity zones. Exactly. So just keep that in mind, Chris. When price starts to come down from this point, you can start drawing the liquidity zones. You can see right here, there were some liquidity zones that were drawn in this point, right? So these are liquidity zones that I was just talking about with Chris. So basically, when price comes down from whatever it's running, so like looking at this right here, you can see how price is like coming down, right? Price is coming down right here. And we draw these areas at the high as liquidity zones because the sentiment is so high. So when price pushes above here, and you can see price pushes above here, when it closes above here, it spikes up. And you can see from this point right here, price closes above there, and look what happens next. It goes up higher, right? So these are the liquidity zones. If you guys remember that, I went over this like pretty in detail a while back when these were easier to identify when the retail sentiment was super high. And that's something that we're going to be applying here. So if you guys have been with K2 for a while now, you guys have understood exactly, what I look for, what confluences I use, what I use to confirm my trades, and they all work perfectly fine. So, I mean, I'm looking for my big wins for the rest of the week. I'm just going to be looking for a lot of certain things, liquidity zones, looking at the retail sentiment, looking at fundamentals, looking at our entries. There's just going to be a lot of opportunity here to be taken for us to make a lot of profit in this market. So, I mean, this is going to be a fun week. I mean, it's already Wednesday, so I don't know if tomorrow might be okay, and then Friday might be a little risky, but I'm hoping to make my my pretty big wins this week if it continues to push along. All right, so this is the high right here. We have 1, 2, 3. We need 2 more candles. Once we have 2 more candles, we can establish this as the high. And then if price breaks above it, then we can take that for a buy there using the high-low strategy. For the pivot scalp, we need a retracement to the downside, and then we need to catch it as it swings back up. But currently right now, there's no entry for that. So this is pretty much the one that we're looking for right now. This one. Also, there's nothing here on the 3-minute, nothing here on the 10-minute. Only thing we got here is the 1 minute here. Let's see. CJ is asking me, do you stop trading at some point, like take November, December off? No, never. I don't take breaks, CJ. I like trading too much. I mean, I technically could take a break, but I never take breaks like that. A lot of people ask me that question because they're worried that, I'm not going to be trading during the holidays, but I trade every day. I mean, this is like my fun. People like playing video games. I like making money trading. So I'm going to be trading regardless. If it's a holiday or whatever, I'll be trading pretty much. It might not be like for any crazy sessions, then it's gonna be the same sessions, that's kind of good that we have a schedule now from 6:30 to 8 because I don't get burnt out. Right. The thing is, a lot of people, they trade like 24 hours a day, and that's how people get burnt out trading because they just trade all day. For me, I trade from 6:30 to 8, and then I do whatever I want. Right. I go enjoy life. I do trade at night sometimes. So sometimes at night I do trade, but most of the time I just trade in the morning. But yesterday we didn't really trade that much, so that's why I traded at night, and I'm testing this new strategy. So since I'm testing this new strategy, it's going to take a little more time for me to get the hang of things where I can just start applying this, during one session versus the entire day. Let's see. Girish said, man, no breaks, you're awesome. Yeah, no, definitely, Girish. I'm glad that you joined the team, so you'll be here for all the profits to come for the rest of the year and next year. All right, guys, so price is coming down right here. Let me see what happens at this point. 1, 2, 3. So this wouldn't be an entry here, guys. In order for this low to be established, we needed to cross 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. Currently, it was only 2 or 3 candles, so it didn't classify. However, we're just moving this lower. So as you guys can see, the range is starting to get lower, right? Price is pretty much just ranging around this area here. And the reason for that is because it's getting close to the all-time highs. So with price getting close to the all-time high, obviously there's going to be a disconnect here because what I can see happening here is I think the market makers and institutions, and you can see the number here increasing, right? They're trying to stack up these shorts. They want more shorts here to stack up. It was at 70%, 73, now 74. As this number increases to 75, 80, this is going to make the market makers way more money. If they get this to like 80%, they're just going to move it sideways. If they can get it to like 80%, then you can expect a huge breakout to the upside, and all these people are going to get stopped out. Like you could probably see like 1,000 pip move because those people are going to get stopped out, and that's pretty much how the market makers make money. They make money by stopping out these retail traders. So be prepared for it. I mean, I'm prepared. I'm waiting for it right now. I'm just waiting patiently for that breakout. Once I see that breakout or an entry to the upside, then I'm probably gonna hop in and then try to make some money off that. Siobhan's asking, how do you drop the zone? So Shawn, for the zones, I pretty much draw the zones at the swing highs. So watch the previous session, Shawn, because that you probably need a more detailed explanation for that. But if you understand where the swing highs are, basically if retail sentiment is very short like this, 74%, whenever price swings down, when there's a swing high right here, I draw my zones at the swing highs, right? And as you can see right here, as we have these swing highs right here, see every time price breaks above it, it just shoots up, right? So price drops down, we have a swing high there. When it breaks above here, it just shoots up, comes back down. Once it breaks above it, shoots up, drops back down again. Once it breaks above here, it's probably gonna shoot right back up right here again. So that's how I draw it. If you wanna see a video, just go back to the previous mentoring session. So if you go back and watch the previous mentoring sessions, I think it was like 3 or 4 sessions back, I went in detail with regard to these liquidity zones. So if you want to go see that, just go back and watch the previous mentoring sessions on the YouTube channel, And I went in detail because a lot of people were applying this a couple months ago when sentiment was really high. The past couple months, it's been kind of low, but like early summer, it was pretty high, and we were able to lock in some trades off that. There's a 1 minute scalp right here, but I think this is going to be a little risky. So I don't know if I'm going to take it. If you guys want to take it, feel free. Let me see, because it's getting close to that other high. And there's no entry there. Okay, so no entry, guys. There's no signal there. We need that signal to close. Unless it closes, then there's no entry. So hopefully you guys can enter the trade early. You got to be patient and wait for it to close. So this is what's going to happen. Price is going to keep bouncing around this area right here until it's able to confirm the direction. Right here, obviously there's no direction set. So there just isn't anything for us to take at this moment. So guys, it's all about patience. You guys got to be patient. You can't just be entering trades just when you see them. You got to make sure that there's an actual entry there. So if this closes here with a valid signal, then it's going to be an entry using the pivot scalp strategy right here. But what I'm looking for more specifically is I'm looking for price to close above this line right here. Because if it closes above, it's going to be a double entry, because it's going to be an entry using the high-low strategy and the pivot scalp strategy at the same time. So that's more so what I'm looking for. Oops. Don't take the trade, guys. This is using the other one. Yeah, so don't take that trade, guys. If you guys are thinking about taking that trade, don't take that one. I know you guys heard the click, but don't take it. I'm applying the variation right now. My stop loss and profit. Did I take it in the right direction? I did. Okay, cool. All right, stop lower. My stop loss and profit. 3, 5, 6. All right, I moved my stop loss and profit already, so I'm good. But I'm gonna let it drop. Yeah, so don't take that trade. Maddie caught it. Maddie knows what I'm doing. Yeah, this is the strategy that I told you I'm not really gonna teach you guys until I'm like convinced with it. Yeah, Lamar sees what I'm doing too. If you guys see what I'm doing, you guys know exactly what I'm doing here. I'm catching these rejections, but I'm not going to teach this to you guys because it's very dangerous. It's a lucrative strategy, but it's very dangerous unless like you guys are able to follow directions properly. I'm currently in profit about 700. Thinking about if I'm gonna close it out or not. I got closed out. So I moved my stop loss in profit. I was supposed to hold it a little longer. I just made like, yeah, Maddie exited early too. I moved my stop loss in profit. So I locked in a decent profit off that. It wasn't the full 1,700 that I was looking for, but it is what it is. I moved my stop loss in profit because I don't want to get caught in that move there. Because also I don't want to be trading with the retail traders, right? Retail traders are short. I don't want to be trading with them. However, if I'm taking these small scalps here, it's completely fine. So I'll give you guys a little update off that trade. I made a profit off it. Don't get me wrong. I made a nice profit off it, but it's not as much as it should have been. So, all right, cool. So I'll just give you guys a little update off that. Yeah, because I started to realize, I was like, man, I'm in the sell right here, but retail traders are short. I don't want to be short with them. So let me see. Yeah, it slightly missed my TP. My TP was 100 pips. Right there, it slightly missed it. I moved my stop loss in profit like right here. So when it swung back up, it just stopped me out. But let me just send you guys a screenshot of those profits so that you guys can see what I locked in off that. I mean, I can't complain over making like 400 off that, right? So here we go. I could have closed it out early. I should have just closed it out early because I was already up like 1,300, and it's probably going to come back down. Like knowing how price is moving right now, it's probably going to spike down and then it's going to finish the move. But I'm not going to take that risk. So looking at this right here, I locked in 435 off that trade. You can see right there at 744. It's only 747. So about 3 minutes ago, I took that trade, and that's where I closed out. So another profit, another quick scalp as we wait. Let's push up. All right. So yeah, some of you guys know what I'm doing, but you know, you guys can use your imagination if you want to. But let me see this thing. Let's mute everybody. All right, yeah. So yeah, some of you guys know what I'm doing, but I'm not looking to really teach everybody that just yet, because it's like I mentioned, it's a very risky strategy. Let's get this over here. All right, looking good so far for the most part. Yeah, if you guys want to send your profits, go ahead and send them over, and then I will add them to the list here. So Albert's in profit 3,575 for the day. Nice work, Albert. Nicely. Albert's on his flight. He's on his flight and he's trading. So yeah, quick. And you can see, right, see how price dropped down? It would have hit my TP. And that's why I kind of like, yeah, that's whack. It's whack because it hit my TP. I only made like 400 off that trade. I was supposed to make 1,700 off it, but it's all good. I'm being safe, you know, right now, because it's just too risky. And we're not going to count these trades towards the results, because this is not something that, you know, you guys understand. So this is all going to be my own personal profits. I'm not necessarily going to count these as actual trades, because they're not actual trades yet until I teach you guys the strategy. But yeah, great work here. Roman said no balls to short. Roman is now currently in profit 3,316. Great work, Roman. He didn't short it, he longed, and he made a nice profit off that. So definitely great work right there. Maddie over here too. So Maddie caught the trade with me too. A couple of you guys caught the trade with me actually. So definitely great work there. But you can see if I let it run, I would have hit full TP. The problem is I don't want to be caught in these like risky trades right now because of how the price is currently moving. So for you guys who did catch that, you guys kind of have an idea of what I'm doing. It's still, that's even a more rough work in progress, because we're still finishing this up. I just started to notice this when I saw those entries. I was like, man, I can make a ton of profit off that. And I did. And look at my profit for today. I'm in profit 6,261 off this account, and then 6,561 on this one. So in total now, my profit's 6261 plus 6561. I'm in profit 12,812 for the day. So I mean, it's pretty solid so far overall. I'm happy with my profits. I mean, you guys probably would be too if you have a straight no losses, all wins, and adds up to that much profit, right? So it's a good feeling to be at that and only take a couple trades. So anyways, this is probably going to be a possible buy scalp right here on the 1 minute. But I don't think I'm personally going to take this one just yet, because it's right at the all-time high. So this technically is the a scalp entry right there. I mean, it looks like a nice entry, but it's really, really risky because it's getting at the all-time high. So I don't want to enter it, because what might happen is when price reaches this point right here, it might just reject back down. So I'm going to hold off on entering this right here. It's 7:51 right now. So I should probably be done trading at this moment. So this is what I'm going to do, guys. I'm not going to take any trades at this point in time, because it's so close to the all-time high, and I don't want to get caught in a spike to the downside, which is probably going to happen. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing here. Anything else that I'm missing? Let's see. I don't think so. So if you guys do have questions, you know, drop your questions in the chat, and then I will be looking for another trade, hopefully. If not, then, you know, I'm probably gonna be calling it a day for right now. Let's see how this is moving right here. Trying to see if this actually dropped 10 pips already. Not yet. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to take any shorts. I was thinking about taking another short right now, but it's too risky. Well, it's risky in both directions, because the thing is, it might spike up or it might spike down. It's at an all-time high. It's a very risky point in price. So I'm probably gonna sit out the market for now and then just wait and see what happens next. So we'll here, let me go and answer some questions for you guys. See, 75% short now. So thanks, Chris, for updating. You can see the shorts are starting to stack up. Another reason why I personally wouldn't want to be entering any trades at this time. It's just too risky right now. Let's see this real quick. Oh. Let's see this right here. Some of you guys already know what I'm doing right now. I just took a short. After I said I was going to take the short, I took the short. Oh man, I'm about to hit CP. Come on. Oh, so close. All right, I'm out. Made 1,000 off that trade. So I said I wasn't going to take the short, and a lot of you guys saw that I was focused on the screen, so you guys knew exactly what I was doing. I could have held it, made the full TP here, but I closed at about 1,000. So this new strategy is really fun, guys. Like, if you guys know what you're doing, the reason why I took that short there, oh, actually, I'm not going to explain it, but if you guys can see this high right here, you can see exactly why I took that short. And I would have made full TP right there, but I didn't because I pulled out because I was just not trying to risk it. But it looks like some of you guys did see what I was doing there in the, in the background. Yeah, Maddie over here too. So he took the trade as well. Some of you guys see what I'm doing, even though I didn't really explain it to you guys. You guys did see what I'm doing there. I'll take a screenshot of my profits, just to show you guys what I made off that. Damn, I'm in a lot of profit for today. It's crazy. Yeah, that strategy is like insane. It's crazy how much. Okay, so I'll give you guys another little update right here. Honestly, guys, I'm like kind of shocked that this is like working so well. I've been applying it like all day. It's super addicting because it's so easy. So here's my trade right there. I took that at 7:52. It's 7:55 right now, so you can see the timestamp right here. I made 1,035 off that. Then my other account made 1,035 as well. So yeah, I mean, it looks solid. I could have locked in more if I held on to it. It would have been about 1,500, but it's okay. Because the way that the market's moving, it's just it's very risky to be taking trades in the opposite direction. So let me see. Another quick scalp before I end the live session. There we go. And you guys see me taking these trades live. Like, this is stuff that you can't make up, right? It's not like, oh, I'm not telling you guys, oh, I took this trade and then I show you my profits later. I'm literally taking the trade live with you guys and then showing you guys the profits here as well. Oh, it's crows outside. Sorry, guys, I got distracted by that. That's weird. It's like a shitload of crows just chilling right there. Let's see. Okay, so looking at this over here, Patrick. Nice work. Patrick's up 1,686. Nice work, Patrick. And then his other account, he's up 5,561. Great work right there too, Patrick. So yeah, everything looks pretty solid for the most part. I'm gonna go and just copy these over to trades for the day. Looks good for the most part. Okay, so other than that, let me see what questions we have here. I'll answer the questions, and I'm probably gonna call it a day. It's 8 o'clock right now, so I think I'm done with my trades for now. And the reason for that is because I just want to be careful with how the market's moving. I think this is gonna spike right back up, honestly, because like after it pulled back right here, this thing still has to finish its move, this 1 minute, right? And it hasn't finished the move yet. So let's mark this up right there. And we'll see what happens here. I mean, I think it's going to push up. I really think it's going to push up and hit, but I'm not going to enter that buy just yet because the real problem here is the fact that it's so close to the all-time high. So this, I'm going to follow this and I'll give you guys an update if it hits. If it doesn't, I mean, I'm not in the trade, so it doesn't really matter. And I also recommend that you guys don't take the trade because it's at a risky point right now. It's at the all-time high. It's not really a point where you guys want to be trading specifically. So, all right, let me go and answer some questions real quick. Let's see what questions we have here. And then after that, I'm going to call it a day. It's already 8 o'clock, so I'm way past my schedule to be online. I'm generally off before 8. So let me go and see the questions here. Clyde said, have you ever seen the movie The Birds? No, I haven't. Let me see. I'm Google it. The Birds. Oh, it's a horror film. Oh, it's an Alfred Hitchcock movie. No, I haven't. Kind of want to see it now. Probably check that out sometime this week. Let's see. So yeah, guys, this is why I recommend that people didn't enter that buy right there because it's so close to the all-time high. You don't want to enter trades when it's at the all-time high, unless you have different strategies that confirm it. Currently, right now, there just isn't anything that's confirming it. And this is what I did not want to end up in. So that's why I didn't take the trade myself. So I'll keep moving this down a little lower and then we'll see where this goes from here. Otherwise, let's close this for here so you guys don't enter that trade randomly. Let me scroll real quick and see what else did I miss. Lamar said, I spy with my little eye exactly what you're doing. Yeah, no, Lamar saw what I'm doing. Jez as well. Jez noticed it. Maddie noticed it as well. Alfred said that MFF solved the server issue. So if you guys are still wondering, the server issue is fixed with MFF. So I'm glad that it's fixed for you guys. That's great news. Other than that, yeah, exactly. Chris kind of figured out what the range was. Girish is asking what's my account size. I have two 200K FTMO accounts. So I mean total 400, but they're two separate ones. Professor's asking, would you forego the daily strategy given the time of day and given retail sentiment due to the fact that we would be looking to go short? Possibly, Professor. I probably wouldn't take the breakout. I mean the daily today. Or if you do want to take it and you just feel like you want to take it, I would take it with a small lot size if you just want to have that feeling of being in the trade. But yeah, personally, I probably wouldn't take the daily for a sell if it comes up. And the reason for that's mainly, like you mentioned, the retail sentiment. You don't want to be holding a trade that's going 1,000 pips when there's like 75% of people short, right? It just doesn't make sense because what's probably going to happen here, like what I personally see happening right here, right now, is I see people getting lured into these sells, right? You can see price kind of dancing around the all-time high right here. It's just coming around this area and then it's going to come down slightly just to lure in some more sellers because people are gullible. They see price spike not spike down, but they see it come down slightly and they're like, oh, this thing has to come down because it's at the all-time high. When you least expect it, it's just going to spike all the way up and stop everyone out. So if you want to catch that daily entry, you got to keep in mind that 1,500 pips is a really big move. So if you were to take the short position here, go for the daily, this is how big of a move you would need to catch, Professor. So Trey, if you want to catch this move here, this is how far you got to catch it. That's a really big move, right? So that's why I personally wouldn't take the daily entry if it comes up. Also, it's 8 o'clock. So as it gets closer to 9, there wouldn't be an entry anyways. So yeah, from my perspective, I wouldn't take it even if it came up. But you got to keep in mind that the cutoff is coming up soon as well. So that's something to keep aware of. All right, let me scroll up real quick and see. Ellis said, can you just attach your copier to my account, K-Base? Yeah, no copiers for me, guys. I don't do any of that stuff. Yeah, no problem, Professor. So glad I could help you with that question there. Yeah, it's just too risky. I wouldn't take it because it's such a big move. Even on the 3-minute, yeah, even the 3-minute here, I wouldn't take this trade here either because it's like, I'll mark it up for you. I wasn't sure if you were talking about the daily on the 3-minute or the 10-minute. The 3-minute is actually not that bad because it's a 500 pip move, but I'm not going to take it because I don't want to be in the direction of the of the sentiment. So if the sentiment is all short, I don't want to be trading with them, but you know, it's going to be risky for this. Yeah, Professor, it's a daily strategy for both. There's a 3-minute and there's a 10-minute. So depending on which one you're referring to, I mean, I still wouldn't take either of them. Whether there's one on the 10-minute, I for sure would not take the 10-minute. 3-minute seems a little more feasible, but I still wouldn't take it either. Because the thing is that the retail sentiment is so high. Last thing you want to do is get caught on the wrong side of the market when it starts to spike to the upside. Oh gosh, okay, Trey. Yeah, thanks for confirming. So the 10-minute for sure, I wouldn't be taking that one. Let me scroll up a little bit and see what else I missed. Christopher's asking, just curious, does the profit on the scalps change based on the range as the range gets smaller, or do you wait until it expands to jump in? I'm trying to figure out where that. So for the high-low strategy, it's never in a range because you're waiting for it to break outside of the range, right? So for the high-low strategy, it's never in a range. If price, like for example, I'm trying to find an example of a high-low, because I don't think you understand the strategy properly, Chris, because it's never in a range. The high-low strategy is when it breaks a high, so it breaks out of the range. It's never in a range, so you would never be trading within the range. Oh, I'm trying to figure out what you're referring to. Oh no, it's a fixed TP stop loss. It's still a work in progress, Chris. So that's why there's no specific TP stop loss. I mean, I'm using like 100 pips, but there's no like I barely started using this like yesterday, so there's no details to it. I'm still testing it, figuring out what works, but I'm still using the same thing for pretty much for every 1-minute strategy. It's all like 100 pips, even for the high low. You know, for this we use 100 pips. The 1-minute pivot scalp we use 100 pips. I've been using 100 pips because that's what we normally use. But it's going to vary from session to session, because right here during Asia session, it moves. I mean, during New York session, it moves fast. But during Asia session, I use like 50 pips because it's so slow. So I don't have it yet. You know, if I figure that out, then, you know, I'd probably give you guys some more details. But currently right now, not so much. Looking at the 3-minute right here, it's starting to drop pretty nice. So whoever took the 3-minute scalp right here, the daily entry from the 3-minute, it's dropping down, but I don't recommend anyone hop into this. So just because you guys see it dropping doesn't mean it's going to drop completely. I'm just going to put an alert here, so whoever did take it, I'll give you guys an update. I'm not in this trade. I don't recommend anyone take it because the sentiment's so high on the downside, meaning that price is probably just going to spike back up eventually. But I'll just mark this up so that if it does hit, I can give you guys like a little update. But I'm not in the trade. I would personally wait for it to spike back to the upside, and I would take it that way. But I would not be looking to take it for a sell. It's just too risky. B said, yeah, I'm hoping that spike comes up. No, exactly. Me too for you too, B, because I know you're in that position. And I think it's going to come up eventually. It might not happen like right now, but I think it's going to come up eventually. You pretty much just got to wait for this to stack up. You can see it's stacking up pretty heavy, right? 76% now. So what I would be doing at this point now is I would be drawing up my liquidity zones, which should be like somewhere like, maybe this whole area right here. This is a whole area of liquidity. So I think, well, I mean, this is a long push for you, B, but the thing is when price reaches this point right here, I think we're going to get a pretty big breakout to the upside. And the reason for that, so the reason why I identify this as a liquidity zone is because let me just delete, it's too messy right now. Just delete this stuff. So what I'm doing right here is I'm identifying where people are placing their stop loss, right? So say for example, right here, if you see price coming down right here, and say you have no strategy and you're just chasing the sell, right? Because you see price coming down. If you were to enter a sell, like right here, right? Say for example, where would you place your stop loss? Like, you know, using your common sense, where does everybody place their stop loss? At the previous swing, right? Which would be around this area, maybe a little higher. So they'll put their previous swing maybe right there. So what happens is price is coming down. You know, people like to go for these like 4-to-1 risk forward. So they go like this, they let it run. And then what happens right here is they enter this position and everybody has their stop loss in that same area, right? Like literally everybody and their moms has their stop loss like right there in that same area. So when price reaches this point, all these stop losses get triggered. What happens when stop losses get triggered? If there's enough stop losses in that area, there's going to be a stop loss hunt, right? You guys have heard that before. It's a stop loss hunt, stop loss run, whatever you guys want to call it. When these stop losses get triggered, you get liquidity and price just spikes up super heavily. So that's what I would consider liquidity zone. And that's kind of what you want to be looking for right there. I mean, at that point, you're probably going to be in big profit because you're going to make it back and then you're just going to shoot all the way back up. So that's kind of what's, from a smaller perspective, that's kind of what I see happening right there. Obviously, there's going to be a bigger move. This is a 1 minute, so we're looking for small moves here. However, on the bigger time scale, like the daily over here, this would be probably considered, or the 10-minute, this would probably be considered a liquidity zone as well. Same with the 1 hour, right? This might be considered a liquidity zone right here. So a lot of ways to analyze it, but I mean, I really hope it pushes in your direction because you're still in that. So we'll see. Anyways, let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing here. B said, I was waiting for it to get in a lot of drawdown before I went in for it to maximize our profit. So I got in where there was quite a bit, but I wish I waited two more minutes, would have been crazy. Yeah, exactly. If you waited for it to drop a little more, you probably would have got in for a better entry. But I mean, it is what it is, right? You're in the position. I think it's going to push up. So I think long term, if you can handle the risk, I would just hold on to it. If you took a smaller lot size and you can handle the risk, I think eventually it's going to spike up. Once it reaches this point right here, I think we're going to see a liquidity push and it's just going to push up pretty heavy. Oh, you're cool then. So B, you're only down like 150 pips, which is not very much. I would hang on to it. Honestly, I would hang on to it because I think this all-time high is going to be broken. If not today, it's going to be broken by tomorrow for sure. Because as this number continues to increase, and you see it increasing, guys, it's at 70% this morning. It went up to 73, 74, 75, now 76. The market makers aren't just going to keep pushing price down. What they want to do is they want this number to get to like 80%. Because if that happens, you're going to have so many stop losses in this area. All they need to do is spike price up slightly, right? They put a big order in, they spike price up right there, and then boom, they get a free liquidity push to the upside. And they're going to make a ton of profit off that. So you guys got to use your psychology, logic, just see where price is going to go, or like, it's like you're playing chess, right? You're trying to anticipate what the next move is going to be. And the thing is, we're trying to anticipate where the retail traders are going to be so that we can trade the opposite. We are retail traders ourselves, but we don't trade like them. Obviously, you guys have been with us for a while. You guys see exactly how we trade here. So guys, it's past 8. I'm like way past my time here. So I'm probably going to get off right now. Let me see one more question from B. B said, do you think I should get out of this at 100 pips or hold it for a big move? So it's a hard question, B. I don't know, like what loss, like what's your risk right now? If you can hold on to the position, I would probably hold on to it. Like if you're taking a small lot size, like say, for example, if I was in this position with a 1 lot, I personally would hold on to it because I could literally hold on to this to drop like super far down, right? If I'm taking a really small lot size. If you're taking a big lot size or your normal lot size, then yeah, I would just cut out because you're taking on so much risk. But if you're taking a small lot size, then you're losing like pennies or dollars, right? You're not losing like thousands. If you're losing thousands, then it's probably a good idea to just cut out if you get close to your big risk. Yeah. So the thing is with you, you can, if you're you're in a 10 lot. Okay. So if you're a 10 lot, you're negative like maybe 1,000. So what I would do is I would probably, if it was me, I would probably cut my losses early, as small as possible, and then I would hop back in later and then make back that profit. Because the last thing you want to do is get stuck in this position and then just keeps going lower and lower, right? So as price continues to drop lower, we have another liquidity zone right here. So just keep that in mind. This is another liquidity zone. So if it keeps dropping lower, as soon as it does swing back up, you can hop back in and then make back, double, triple that profit. So there's different ways to approach it. For me personally, I don't really like trading around the all-time highs because this is where a lot of manipulation happens. However, we do have high sentiment here, so we can draw a lot of liquidity zones to catch this price start to spike up, but we don't know when that spike up is going to happen, right? This thing can just keep dropping lower and lower for a while because they probably want this number to be a lot higher. To be honest, like if you were a market maker and you're trying to make millions, billions off people, you'd wait for this number to get higher, right? If this number starts to get smaller and people start to realize that, hey, price is probably going to shoot up. If people start to jump ship, then they're going to spike price up early. If this number keeps increasing, they're making a gamble too. Like the market makers are also making a gamble because they're thinking whether there's going to be more retail traders that are going to chase this little, I would consider this like a bait, right? They're baiting people right now. They're dropping price lower so that this number can increase. As more retail traders get into the market, they're going to make more money, right? So it's really like a cat and mouse game. They're kind of just waiting to see if more people will bite onto this, because what they need to do is they need price to drop lower, right? If they keep establishing lower lows and lower highs, people are going to think that price is reversing, but that's what they want them to think. They want people to think it's reversing. And then when you least expect it, boom, they all get stopped out. All right. It's just, that's how the market works. And I only know this because I've been caught in those opposite sides a lot of times in the past. So that's why I don't fall for those traps anymore. But yeah. All right, guys. So I think that's it for now. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully all of your questions got answered. If not, I'll answer your questions tomorrow. So this is it for the Wednesday session. We'll come back tomorrow on Thursday to make it through the middle of the week, and then we'll wrap it up on Friday. So if you guys do have questions, feel free to email me, message me on Telegram, et cetera, et cetera. I have a lot of emails to get through today, so if I didn't get to you yet, I will get to you guys eventually. So have a great rest of your morning, guys. And if you guys want to trade, also remember that the Fed is speaking at 9. So another reminder, guys, the Fed is speaking in a couple minutes or so. Fed member Evans speaking at 9, Fed member Quarles speaking at 10, the beige book at 11, and then we have the federal budget balance possibly coming up tentatively today. So a lot of news today. If you guys don't have to trade, don't trade. If you guys want to, be careful and use a smaller lot size if necessary. So I think that's it for now, guys. Catch you guys later, and I'll see you guys on the next live session.